Right, welcome back to Silicon Scoop, everybody. Let's jump right into this with this new heart transplant system that seems to be a game changer. A beating heart transplant represents a groundbreaking medical procedure where the donor's heart continues beating through the entire transplantation process. This revolutionary approach eliminates the dangerous period when the heart stops receiving oxygen. Traditional heart transplants have long relied on cold storage methods. These procedures create risky window where the donor heart experiences, what do you call that? Ischemia?
Ischemic, yeah.
Yeah, complete lack of blood flow and oxygen. The limitation has plagued cardiac surgeons for decades. So now the National Taiwan University has successfully performed the world's first zero ischemic time heart transplant. The breakthrough achievement keeps the donor heart beating from the heart beating throughout the whole procedure. So that represents a significant advancement in the technology. So the heart is stronger, is not suffering from this. What do you think about this, John?
Yeah, I think that this is cool. And I don't think that you and I are educated enough in medical to understand how important this is. Oh, but let's kind of dive into the details and hopefully we can disseminate some information. So yeah, so when performing heart transplants, like you said, they usually stop the donor heart and place it in cold storage, which is called ischemic. And that slows down metabolism, protects the tissue and all that sort of stuff while it's moved to the recipient. However, even a few hours without blood and oxygen, ischemia, it can damage the heart muscle and increase the chances of complications, organ rejection, and delayed recovery after transplantation. So they did this new approach where they eliminated the ischemic time. So they employed this specifically engineered mobile organ care system called OCS, which was inspired by technologies such as extracorporeal membrane oxygenation, or ECMO. I don't know if you've heard of ECMO before. I've heard of it from the medical shows I watch. So the portable device, it's continually pumping rich blood through the heart while it was outside the body. So the heart kept beating and received nourishment throughout the transfer between separating rooms and through the implantation into the recipient. So unlike there have been other previous beating heart transplant efforts, there was one at Stanford. This technique essentially achieved true zero ischemic time, where the heart was never stopped, not even for a moment. So the use of this could lower complication rates, shorten recovery times, expand what's possible for critically ill patients worldwide. Also, it could potentially lengthen the time the heart can be out of a body between patients too, which is huge, right? What are your thoughts on this? What do you think?
It's all good. Like everything, related to this thing is thumbs up. Like reduce rejection risk because it's a healthier thing. Dilated cardiomyopathy patients experience life-changing outcomes from the surgery. Standardizing this procedure could address global organ shortage crisis, saving countless lives. This organ care system represents the most significant cardiac surgery advancement in recent medical history, and the continuous blood flow prevents apoptosis and necrosis during the transplantation, preserving the myocardial integrity. You don't get the muscle loss. You don't get the degradation. This looks great. Temperature controlled, maintains the metabolic stability. There's a 3-phase implementation, includes procurement, transport, and surgical connection without interruption. Real-time monitoring ensures optimal pressure, oxygenation during the entire transplantation process. Like this is amazing. It's beyond anything, there's obviously some costs related to this, but this is going to dramatically increase the rates at which you're going to have success on this stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And the cool thing about this is I know we cover a lot of theoretical stuff. This has actually been done. It's been proven, which is great. And it's using known type procedures that are just been adapted to this. So the cool thing about this is the hardware is portable and the principle is adaptable. So it can be used to improve transplants of other organs And it could be used in other hospitals, which would make high risk transplants safer and more accessible, which would mean that there would be shorter wait lists and better survival rates for people needing new hearts or new organs, right? Which is awesome because there's this huge long list and there's all these protocols that are needed to be followed. Like if the heart was across the country, you might not be able to get it in time, but with this procedure, you might be able to get it now. So that opens up a plethora of options, right?
Yeah, the first beating heart there's so many options now that you can transport it farther, last longer. You've got more options to choose your donor. You can take a little more time if that's a thing that matters. The first beating heart a patient was a 49-year-old woman suffering from a dilated cardiomyopathy heart transplant. So she needed that. And, the dilated cardiomyopathy causes the heart to become enlarged and weaken, making it unable to pump blood. So her surgery proceeded without complications. The heart transplant team implemented the continuous beating donor heart. Postoperative monitoring revealed exceptional results. So, smoother recovery process, long-term success indicators, and low cardiac enzyme levels during it all point to so many green lights to how much better this is.
Yeah. And just to kind of compare the attempt at Stanford versus this one. So what they reported was as a very short ischemic episode was actually 10 to 30 minutes. So now they've taken that 10 to 30 minutes and it's now essentially zero. I'm guessing there's probably a few seconds where they have to switch things over, but let's say essentially zero, right?
Yeah, essentially zero. Like, I mean, the heart's got to come from somewhere.
Yeah. And you've got to disconnect.
Well, you can connect the valve while you're disconnecting. There's some stuff I think you could do. Okay. My thought is that usually, I don't mean to be, but you're taking a heart from a dead person. So the heart usually has stopped pumping for a while. It's not out of the body. It's not, whatever, before the surgeons can get it and take it out and implement the system.
Yeah.
Like it's just, right? Yeah.
They're not, yeah.
They're not hooking everything up, then killing the guy and then taking the heart. And then, well, maybe they are in a weird sci-fi world. So there is some of that, but the whole point is like, the reduced tissue damage, the lower rejection list, and they enhance patient outcomes like faster healing time, shorter hospital stays, quicker return to normal activities, improved quality of life. It's a huge improvement. You're going to get back to your normal life so much faster and better. Your heart's going to be stronger. This is like anybody who's experiencing this, the future looks bright.
Yeah. Exactly.
The heart transplant technology addresses worldwide organ shortage. Better preservation methods could increase available donor hearts because the problem is if a bunch come available, they don't have anybody, they expire. They don't have the system to hang on to them. Expanding donor pool, hearts that were previously unsuitable may become suitable because of how quickly they get the tissue damage, compatibility. Longer transport distances become possible. Like you said, more patients could receive transplants that reduce waiting lists. So this is all great. We just need to standardize the goals, the training program, standardize the system across the board and get governments to adopt it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is awesome.
So let us know what you think about this new heart transplant surgery. We think it's amazing, but is there other technologies that you think out there that are better? Do you think this is not going to make mainstream for some reason? Let us know what you think. We'd love to hear about it. So what do you got going on, John? This will probably be early September.
Early September. So not much. I'll have some office hours at TBDC. Obviously, there's startup drinks in September, TechTO in September, and this will be in October, but Elevate. So yeah,
and we'll have Flowgrammer events as
Flowgrammer.
Yeah. So check a look at torontostarts.com, flowgrammer.ca for all that details, and you help people get non-dilutive funding, John. What does that mean? Who should reach out to you? How does that work?
Yeah, so Unfortunately, there's a disconnect between what an actual startup is and what the government thinks a startup is. So you need to be around for at least 2 years if you're looking for anything other than a hiring grant. If you're looking for a hiring grant, those are easy to do on your own. But if you're looking for anything other than that, reach out to me on LinkedIn. That's the best way. But for any startup business coaching or needs, what do they do, Craig?
Just head over to trontostarts.com. Almost everything we do is over there. We help startups succeed. There's mentoring, there's templates, there's our workshops, there's grant information, there's programs, there's events, there's all sorts of stuff. Go check that out. And everything's over there. If you're looking to automate your business, use AI and automation tools to take your business next level, cut expenses, grow your business, check out flowgrammer.ca and the services over there. We also run an Inner Circle Builders Club where we're having our members building new stuff every week. If you're just getting started, if you're into that, if you need a team around you to help you consistently build and ship product, take a look at flowgrammer.ca and think about joining our Inner Circle.
Absolutely.
And that's it. Thanks everyone for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.